What's going on, my people? We are here again. It is Saturday night, and we are down here in Florida, where the weather is it's been raining all day, on and off. But it is what it is. Sunny days are coming. Now, tonight's show, we're going to talk about 2 week notice, guys. Um, should you still give employee a 2 week notice when leaving a job? And if you've been living under a rock, let me explain to you what a 2 week notice is. 2 week notice is basically a formal written notice that you give to an employer when you resign from your job. It's a way of giving them advance notice so that they can make arrangement for your departure. It's also a polite way of resigning and show that you respect your employer and the company. So we're gonna break that down. And we're also gonna talk about I'm gonna try to talk about how to go about giving your 2 week notice when leaving your job. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna try to get into that tonight. We're gonna try to keep tonight's show under an hour. You know, we're not really gonna try to get off topic too much. Now, first thing I want to say, man, is in my opinion, I always gotta start out my I always gotta start out my conversations by saying in my opinion because you never know if it's going left or you never know if it's going right. But let me just say this. I know it's the right thing to do to give an employer the 2 week notice, right? That's the right thing to do. And the right thing to do is whenever you're applying for a new job and you go to the interview and you're there talking to the supervisor or whoever the hiring manager is going to be, HR or so on, let them know that when they give you a start date, let them know that you would like them to extend the start date at least two or 3 weeks so you can give your current company uh some notice whenever that you're gonna leave the job, right? We got shout out to Paul in the building. Shout out to everybody that's gonna be joining this live. Special shout out to everybody that always catch my lives on the replay. Yeah, it's just a formal way of letting everybody know what's going on, right? But emotions is a funny thing, man. And people make rational decisions when they're upset, when their mind is not right. That's why I be telling people like when you're mad, when something is not going your way, or you're not having a good day, sometimes you just gotta slow down because I've seen people quit jobs over and over again and try to come back to that particular job because they realize that they made a bad decision. We're not even going to talk about the grass is not always green on the other side because I personally believe that's a stupid saying because you won't find out if the grass is green on the other side unless you go to the other side, right? Sometimes you need to go to the other side to find out if the grass is greener. Who cares if it's not greener? You got to take that chance sometimes. But it's good to do it the right way. Bridges, guys. They got this saying, don't burn your bridges, right? Because you never know. I work in the trucking industry and we see people come and go all the time, especially in food service, right? Um seeing people come and go all the time. A lot of guys in food service get their own truck. That's what food service drivers do. We level up. Getting your own truck used to be a level up, guys. It can still be a level up. Heck, working for yourself, even if you don't make as much money, in my opinion, it's a level up because you shouldn't base everything in life about money, man. Sometimes it can be about the freedom. Sometimes it can be about you want to take control of your life. Sometimes it can just be about you doing what you want to do. That's a level up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody always talking about money this, money that. So sometimes as a food service driver, they get their own trucks, but some guys they just don't know how to leave the right way. If you like the company that you're working for, if you respect what you do, I think, in my opinion, it's best to put in that 2 week notice, guys, and let the company know that you're going to be leaving the particular job. I think that's the right thing to do. But you got some people, man, they just quit, and you got some people. Let's just say they'll put in a 2 week notice, but they'll only end up working like 4 days or 3 days. You know, we're not letting the companies off the hook. I gotta we're gonna be talking about the companies also. So in my opinion, like drivers, they just do the right thing, guys. Don't let your emotions get the best of you. Especially nowadays where you got things are so hard nowadays, man. Gas prices is up, groceries is up, every single thing is up. Nowadays you literally gotta this is the first time I ever seen it where sometimes you want to cook something in your house and you have to literally do the math. Is it better for me to go to the grocery store, buy this and cook it, or should I just go to the restaurant and buy it? It's that close. It never used to be that close, folks. So it's a lot going on these days. We got to keep our feet on the grind. We got to keep hustling. We got to keep working. We got to keep moving. Shout out to Anthony Monroe in the building. Shout out to everybody that's been sending their pay stubs. I haven't got a chance to post them yet. I'll be posting them soon, and as I get a chance. But let's talk about the employees now, guys. I don't know what state you guys live in, but here in Florida, employees can fire you at will. They can fire you any time, any day, any second. You can give them a 2 week notice, and they can look at it and tell you don't gotta do that. You don't gotta. We don't like that's it. You don't gotta come back here. You know what I mean? Like we seen employees, employers over the years do drivers like what you would consider like petty. Fire drivers over petty things, over things that could be it could be a write up or it could be a suspension, but drivers getting fired left and right, day and night, out of sight. So I'm gonna say this. I understand why drivers quit. I understand why drivers do some of these companies dirty because the way you treat people, guys, oftentimes they're gonna treat you the same. You think if you're with a good company that they treating you good, they know your name, they treat you like a name, you're not just a number, you know? Respect, respect, respect. You work for a company that believes in respect. You think you just gonna quit that company just like that? No. Oftentimes, people they're gonna do the right thing. They're gonna put in their 2 week notice to let these companies know that they're gonna move on. You know, and let me know what you guys think. We're gonna open the chat for some opinions about putting in a 2 week notice. You know, I notice the younger people nowadays, man. When it comes to putting in a 2 week notice, they're not on that. They're quick to quit a job, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I get it. I get it. And I'm not here to judge and say is I'm not here to judge and act like I'm better than everybody else. But sometimes doing the right thing, man, is the best way to go. You know what I mean? One thing I know about young people, man, they want their money and they want it now, especially in trucking. So in trucking, you're gonna have a lot of people that go from company to company to company to company. People that's just trying to find their way, right? And you're gonna be going from job to job, and it's not gonna be no companies out there that's gonna ask you, or let me backtrack a little bit. It's not gonna be many companies out there that's gonna care if you put in with your 2 week notice with another company or not. One thing I can say about the company that I work for, when I was getting hired, they literally gave me time to put in my notice, remind me to put in my notice. That's how you know you're about to work for a good company. You know what I'm saying? Um, Paul said, let's read Paul's message. I always gave a 2 week notice. It's a bad look of a potential future employer. Ask your former employee about you and you didn't put in your 2 weeks. Yeah, you're right on. Oftentimes, a lot of mistakes I see owner operators make when they're hiring drivers, they do not uh they do not vent these drivers like they're supposed to. A lot of times owner operators with multiple trucks that's hiring truck drivers, they only thinking about making money. They're only thinking about making that next dollar. They're only thinking about moving the truck. They don't really take time out to break down who they're hiring. They don't do that. So most of the times you're going to get burnt, because if I'm running a trucking company and I seen somebody application that have 5 or 6 job in 1 year, 9 out of 10 times that person not stable, and 9 out of 10 times that person they're just gonna quit your job. And when you're owner operator running 2 or 3 trucks or 4 trucks, you need those trucks moving. You cannot hire anybody. So you got to pay attention who you guys hire out there. A lot of people is just not putting in their notice, guys. You know what I mean? So to all the people that's listening to this, just do the right thing. Do what you got to do. Um, I know sometimes the company that you're working for, I know things might not be going your way. I know you might not be feeling the job no more. Most of the time, guys are leaving these companies because they know they deserve more money, and some of these companies that people are working for, they refuse to give the proper raise. They're not being competitive to other companies out there, and guys just want to move on. You know, it's not like back in the days where people are staying at job for years and years at a time. You know, nowadays people are it's quicker to leave a job than back in the days. My last employer cut me short on my 2 weeks to be spiteful. Companies do that. Companies do that, and that's the sad part. That's the bad part. One thing you got to understand about companies, a lot of companies they have managers, they have people working in management that is so emotional, man, and so spiteful, and they got a lot of times, oftentimes you have people in positions that basically, to make a long story short, is not supposed to be there. You know, when you're working for a company and you're working with a lot of people, you gotta be a people's person. You know, you need to be a people's person. I'm gonna give you an example. I work in the food service industry. For all who don't know, I'm pretty sure a lot of people know. And sometimes you might have, let's just say you work in the food service industry, right? Or whatever industry you work in. Oftentimes you have people above you that never did what you do, so they don't understand the day-to-day grind. And people like that will be spiteful. And people like that, they will cut you short of your 2 weeks. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, at least you try to do the right thing. At least you try to do it the right way. You know what I mean? And the right way, man, eventually I think the right way will eventually um bring out the best results. You know what I mean? I know you guys hear me just running my mouth talking back and forth, and I'm trying to be like having like a formal live, but this live right here that I'm doing, I'm getting ready to launch a podcast, right? And I told myself I need to do a series of live. I need to do a series of live to see if I can pick a topic. This is like my practice right here, guys. I'm gonna do a series of live, and I want to see if I can talk about a specific topic for at least 30 minutes, and I'm gonna try to stay on topic. You know what I mean? So, it's harder to do a podcast because it's not like you have people in your actual life that's you can interact with. One of the hardest thing about doing a live stream, guys, is let's just say you're talking about a topic, right? And one of the hardest thing to do is whenever you finish talking about a particular point that you're trying to put across, is to fill in the empty spots. To fill in empty spots. But one of my one of the things I'm good at Ever since I've been even been young at even been younger, man. One of the things I'm good at is talking to an audience. Always been good at talking to an audience, right? And on the flip note, I'm gonna give you guys a little background. It's weird. I'm gonna give you guys a weird story about me, right? I like to talk to an audience. I like to command a crowd. I used to DJ, so on the mic, I used to command a crowd, talk a lot, run my mouth, host weddings and all. But if you go in a room and you see me in that room, I'm the quietest person in that room. I'm quiet. So I think that's very weird, man. I don't know how I'm like that, but that's the way I am. We got Lloyd Taylor in the building. Usually they just cut you short of the 2 weeks unless the relationship is good. If not, then it's just on to the next. I'm in that situation now. Employee lied about the pay and owes me 6K. A lot of these employees nowadays, man, they get away with a lot. I remember I went to this particular employer before and they had a $3,000 sign-on bonus. I went there and when I got there and I started working and I got my first check and I asked them about the $3,000 sign-on bonus and they told me that they just stopped doing it when I came. And I was upset, man, but then again, I told myself, I'm like, you know what? I live in Florida. I work for companies, I work for people, and in the state of Florida, they can get away with stuff like that. That's why I understand why a lot of guys like to be in a union because they feel protected, they feel more secured. Down here in the state of Florida, we don't have that type of protection. It's a few company drivers that I know that a lot of people know that in the food service industry, there's a lot of guys in that's under a union. But in my opinion, man, it's like they're under a union, but the contract that they have is like I just don't get it. It's it's not being competitive in the food service market when it comes to pay. So I don't even get that. You know what I mean? We got 9 people in the building right now. Appreciate you guys for joining the show. Let me know where you guys are watching from right now. Um, Let me know what state you guys are watching from. Let me know what company you guys are working for. Let me know what industry you guys are in. We're trying to tap into a different industry. We're trying to expand what we talk about, guys. You know, California has many problems, but I'm glad I'm an employee here because that would never happen here. If they said there is a sign-on bonus, then there is one. Um, yeah, that's the problem. I don't know how it's rough in Florida, man. It's crazy. They basically do what they want. We got Anthony in the building, man. What's going on with you? Everything's good? Oh, we got Paul in the building. Paul worked for Domino's. I like seeing the drivers that work for Domino's and Papa John's up in the building because those type of food service companies, they fascinate me because I always you know, you guys drive the big 53 footers and you guys don't do the regular day-to-day stuff that us regular food service drivers do, you know. So I like talking to the Dominos drivers and stuff like that. So shout out to all the guys that's driving for Domino's, driving for Papa John's, and all the guys that drive for Blue Line that does they do what they do? They do Little Caesars. You know what I mean? And shout out to the Little Caesars over here in my neighborhood, which have the worst customer service I ever seen. Shout out to y'all anyway. Um, we got Lloyd. Lloyd is in Maryland. Maryland, Skullenberger Oil Field Company. He works for Skullenberger Oil Field Company. Oh, 48-foot trailers. We got some U.S. food drivers in the building. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I've been working at that grass, man. I've been working at it. You know what I mean? And I finally got the right. This is what I did, right? A lot of people, a lot of people slumber Jay. A lot of people, they like this particular type of fertilizer. A lot of people like that particular type of fertilizer. You know what I did? I just mixed them up. I mixed them up. I put it all over the grass, and boom, there go my grass, man. And shout out to my neighbors, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know the neighbors is they're probably looking at my stuff like, now this guy, he comes home every day. He just go in the house. He don't spend as much time out here like we do, and he just run his um John Deere thing across the grass with fertilizer. And bam, that's how we do it. Ain't nothing to it. You know what I mean? So that's my little secret right there, man. Put I just mixed it and put different type of fertilizer on it, and it gave me a really nice result. You know what I mean? Shout out to Omar Rivas in the building. You got family in Tampa. You said you told your family in Tampa your yearly salary in New York, and they told you to stay. But that's the thing though. Don't it matter what part of New York you live? Because upstate does make a lot more money than we do down here. But isn't a bigger cost of living between Florida and New York? I don't know. That's what I heard, and so depends on where you live in New York. Depends how much more money you making. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you do come to like Tampa, Florida, you would be taking a pay cut. But a lot of guys, man, they find it that a lot of people they just like living in the sunshine state, man. You know, they like the weather, stuff like that. You know, we got Will Johnson in the building. What's going on, man? Everything good? U.S. food in California starting at 38.50 an hour. That's really good right there, man. Yeah, that's good money right there. Damn, it's 600,000 for a house in Jersey. One thing I want to say, one thing I must say, man. Like when you think about the housing market, right? It seems like people are getting priced out of houses. And when I say priced out, I mean the houses are going a direction where it's like people are not going to be able to afford it no more, bro. Even though I know I can afford a $400,000 house, I can probably afford a $500,000 house, but I don't want it. I don't want to just work for mortgage. I don't want to be. I don't want to know that I need to save up all four of my checks for the month just so I can make rent. That's working to live or living to work, working to live, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? I live upstate and the prices are about the same. I got coworkers that live in Fort Pierce and told me New York is slightly cheaper. Oh, word? Oh, you live in upstate. Okay, okay. You live in upstate though. Like, how much can I get a house for in upstate, Omar? Whoa, whoa, whoa. I can find a nice house in Arizona for 200,000. That's crazy, yo. So you tell me I can sell my house right now. I can basically use the profit of my house and go over there and buy a house cash. That's crazy. What's the what's the what I'm trying to say? What's the disaster? What's the disaster in Arizona? And when I say disaster, you know what I mean. Like California got earthquake, Florida got hurricanes. The southern states they got a lot of tornadoes. Upstate they got the winter storms. What's the thing in Arizona, guys? Oh, they got monsoon. Cause it's a thing everywhere. You got to deal with something everywhere you go. You know what I mean? You got to deal with something everywhere you go. And I don't mind. I don't mind a hurricane because I don't mind a hurricane because you see it coming, and if it's that bad, you got time to get away. The worst thing that can happen, you come back and you don't see your house or you don't notice your house. Your house is gone. But life goes on. You know what I mean? It's part of life, y'all. Amar said, brand new house, about 750K, but a decent one depends about 300 to 500, depending on time and the research, like everywhere. Hold up. Then, Omar, let me go back to your message then. Okay, you said earlier that you live in upstate and the prices are about the same. You got coworkers that live in Fort Pierce, told you that New York is cheaper than Florida. What part of Fort Pierce they live in? Because I think you can get brand new houses in Fort Pierce for around 350 to 400. Say Florida be tripping, the house would be floating down the street. Hey, that's the southern houses for you, man. They're not built as strong as the houses are upstate. Lately, they had to change all the codes and how they build these houses. So a lot of these houses are their structure is a lot stronger than how it used to be. But I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying about these floating houses, man. Sometimes you see some crazy stuff in Florida, or sometimes you see it where I used to see this in Orlando on TV. You'll see like they have like a community, and the community just is sinking. You're like, what the hell? You know what I mean? You got Beam in the building, and like, would they give me a 2 week notice if they were letting me go to get my affairs in order? You, you guys know, you guys know when a company is getting ready to fire you or fire anybody, they ain't gonna give you no 2 week notice. They just gonna fire you on the spot. Most of these companies, you know what I mean? That's why I said earlier, Beam, that I understand why people quit jobs. I understand. I get it. You know what I mean? When looking for a food service company, they run the numbers by me. What should I look for? I know it's component pay. Um, all right. What you want to look for? You wanna make sure when you're looking at your component pay, right? You want to make sure you're able to figure it out easy. Make sure it's not too complicated to figure out, right? So let's just say your goal is to make $300 a day or $350 a day. You want to look, okay, how many cases do I need for that? How many stops do I need for that? Are there any bonuses in the component? Um, you know, and try to stay away from those companies that have a lot of time. They have a lot of time in your component, meaning that you need to get this done by a particular time. They give you this time to get this stop done. If you don't get it by that time, your pay is gonna get bumped down. Try to stay away from those trickeries, because what's gonna happen is you're not gonna be able to hit your component. Cisco guys, they call it dip. You know, try to stay away from that dip pay that Cisco got going on. Trickery. At the end of the day, drivers need to get paid the right way, food service drivers. You know what I mean? Sometimes I wish we got paid hourly. Just pay us hourly and get it over with. But in the food service industry, guys, I think if you're talking about hourly pay, a fair to me, man, you start me at $40 an hour. Let's start there. Um, Food service drivers deserve at least $40 an hour. 40 times 40, that's only $1,600 a week, people. We work hard for it. You know what I'm saying? Start us at $40 an hour. Um, Once you hit overtime, you're gonna be hitting $60 an hour. And if they paid us hourly and started all of us at $40 an hour, then they gotta be strict with the guys that's making the clock and stuff like that that make us drivers that's actually out there doing the work that's making us look bad. You know what I mean? So I honestly think that's the number one reason that all food service companies don't pay us by the hour because they just don't want drivers going out there milking the clock. They want people to work for that money. You know what I mean? So pay us the $40 an hour. You know? Oh, you got Paul got an interview. Yeah, 40 hours is good money, man. You know, I'm be honest with y'all. On my component pay, one thing I can tell you about the component pay, your hourly goes up and down. And I've hit the $40 an hour mark several times this year. And every time I hit that mark, the um the check has been pretty nice. The lowest I think my component went down this year. It went down to $33 an hour, right? Now, how do you figure out your hourly if you get paid component? It's simple. Let's just say you do let's just say you do a route, right? And your route you did a route today. You did 8 hours and your route paid you $287, right? If you did it in 8 hours, then your hourly for the day is going to be $35.87. So what you want to do, you're going to add your hourly for every day. So let's just say you average $35 on Monday, plus you got $33 an hour on Tuesday, $38 on Wednesday, $30 on Thursday, and Friday you had a really good day at $40 an hour, and that comes to 176 divided by 5. That's gonna put you at about $35.20 an hour for the week. 35.20 times 40 hours. That's gonna be $1,408 and for the week. So to get your overtime, of course, you gotta do 35.02 divided by 2 is 1751. Add 1751 to that 3502. You got 5253. So let's just say you put in 15 hours overtime. That's $787.95. So 787 plus 1408, that's about $2,100. $2,100.95. So the component pay breaks down it actually breaks down into hourly pay, guys. Because your hourly pay is what's gonna happen. They're gonna keep an average of your hourly pay, and that's gonna be your pay for whenever you take a vacation, for whenever you call in sick and stuff like that. That is gonna be your actual hourly pay. You know what I mean? Paul, how long you been with Domino's? How long you been with the Domino's? Anthony getting $30.55 an hour in Jersey with Pepsi. That's not bad at all. Time and a half. That's pretty good. And do you go out of town with Domino's, Paul? And what's the bread like, man? 'Cause the few pizza guys I talked to, everybody seemed to be making different money. One thing I noticed, man, everybody I heard Papa John make 21 to 2800 off the 3 day route. Crazy sometimes they have three drivers on a route. That's crazy. Oh, Paul, you doing 1500? Yeah, but you just started though, man. It's only gonna get better. Cause if you're making 1500 and you're only doing 3 days, man, that's $500 a day, bro. You gotta look at it like that. You're on the up and up, man. If you stick with it, you it's only gonna be better. Yo, actual facts. That's what I don't understand about actual fact. Let me ask you a question. Is your Cisco house? Are you guys are you guys a union also? Because I just don't understand the contract that you guys have, man. I don't understand that the contract that you guys sign, or I don't know if y'all sign it, or is that just the way the company pays? But that's just ridiculous, man. That majority of Cisco drivers that I talk to, is not hitting this dip pay, and they're not being competitive in the food service industry. They're really paying like they're really paying like food service companies were paying like 10 years ago. To be honest with you, and that ain't right because we know the weather in Florida, bro. We know how hot it can be out here while we're working. And we're out here, we're putting in all these hours a week, and yet still a company, yet still a company, they want to give us peanuts, man. You know, some of these companies, they want to sit back at their houses and on their kitchen table, on their dining room table, they want to eat T-bone steak and ribeye steak, and they want us to eat straight up spam, yo. They want us to eat spam and corned beef while they're eating ribeye steak, T-bone steak, tomahawk steak. You know what I mean? We want to eat some of that steak too. What's up with that? You know what I mean? It was like some of these companies they just don't get it. To keep a good driver, man, you're just gonna have to step up with the pay. You know, we got we got Cisco Sap up in the building. To keep a good driver, you gotta step up with the pay, yo. You know, some of these companies they're going to Burger Shack, they're going to Five Guys for their burgers, and they want us to go to McDonald's and Burger King. That's trash, yo. We want to eat a good burger too. You know what I mean? I want a Shake Shack burger. They gotta pay us our fair wages. They need to pay us what we deserve. They need to pay us what we truly earn. In that case, the bridges will never get burned. No. We Omar said if you ever go back to Cisco, it would have to be a management position. Man, I'm gonna be honest with you, like a lot of these companies they underpay the management too. Y'all give me a quick second, y'all. Yeah. So where I left off at. Yeah, so a lot of these companies, man, in my opinion, they don't pay supervisors good either. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's very important to pay supervisors good in this industry. And a lot of you guys are probably listening to me being like, and you guys are like, what am I talking about? I'm explaining to you what I'm talking about. Yeah, I know they don't do as much work as we do. Hell, they don't do half the work we do. I'm being nice. They don't do a quarter of the work we do. You know what I mean? But you gotta understand that in order, I think it needs to be a position that the pay is so elite. The pay need to be so elite that a lot of drivers would want to strive to move up in a company. A lot of drivers would strive to get that position, and I think a lot of drivers would do better at their job actually. You know what I mean? For real, for real. Paul said, if you don't want to start in the evening and work 18 straight hours with no rest, it's not for you. How many stops Domino's get on their route? Damn, Paul, you got 17 stops? I thought you guys was only taking out like 3 or 4 stops. That's crazy. Does any route come out of Florida, or does it all stay in Florida? I think all you guys are off on Saturday, right? I think a team is playing right now that I don't have no type of interest in when it comes to NBA. I'm waiting for tomorrow to watch the Miami Heat versus the um I don't know. We're playing some team up in New York. What's the name of that team up there? We're playing something. It don't matter who we're playing. Like we're gonna come out victorious. Miami Heat versus the I don't know. We're playing some JV team. Their uniform is I think is blue or whatever it is. Sometimes they wear white. You know. Yeah, I think we're playing that team, man. Whoever it is, JV. You know, we're playing the New York something tricks. I don't. It don't matter who we're playing, man. We running through that team. You know what I mean? 4 straight. Um. So we're gonna be looking forward to whoever we're playing next. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I can't name one person off the Knicks. And all jokes aside, I heard that's a good team though. All seriousness, I hear that they play together, they play hard. They don't really have no superstar. I knew that dude. I know there's one dude that played for them. He was really nice in college though. He played for Duke. But Jimmy buckets, man, playoff Jimmy, and the Miami Heat boys. Remember, they're the eighth seed. You know, they're the eighth seed, so the pressure is not on them. So let's see. Pressure's on the Knicks, if you ask me. You know. So let's see how the young team deals with pressure. Obviously, it don't matter who wins the championship this year in the NBA. It don't matter what else happened in the NBA. What I needed to happen, it happened last night or the day before, whenever it happened. And what I needed was LeBron and the Lakers to quiet Dylan Brooks because in life, man, sometimes you just got to be humble. You know, and maybe this is his lessons. Maybe this is his lesson to just to be humble. Because when you're in an interview talking about you poke bears, first of all, let's pause for a second. What do you mean by you poke bears? Second of all, you told them people that you don't respect nobody unless they give you 40. And the Lakers beat you by 40. Sometimes being humble in life is the key, man. Because dude is becoming a free agent. And I'm gonna be honest with you. If I was a teammate, I wouldn't want him on my team. And I'm gonna tell you, I don't have no problem with the trash talk. I don't have no problem with that. I'm gonna tell you what I have a problem with, right? If you're gonna trash talk, show up to work. If you're gonna talk trash, I'm gonna need you to give me more than 8 points per game. More than 10 points per game. If you're gonna be a trash talker, I'm gonna need you to do your post game interview in victory and defeat. If not, then I can't respect you. If not, then we know how you're built. You know what I mean? Alex said they don't give you 2 week notice. That seemed to be the consensus tonight, guys. A lot of drivers are a lot of employees, a lot of people are saying um a lot of people are saying a lot of people just saying, man, just quit a company because they don't give you 2 weeks when they're getting rid of you. So that's what a lot of people are saying. So you know what I mean? I think the trucking industry is a particular type of industry where companies that's hiring you, they don't really look at the how you left your prior job as deeply as some of these other industry now these days. So oftentimes you find a lot of drivers, man, they just end up quitting. You know what I mean? I know we going back and forth on that, but you gotta understand that especially anybody that listen to this on the replay, you gotta understand that sometimes I just somebody new coming alive and they put a comment and I gotta take time out and acknowledge their comment. So that's why sometimes it seems like we're going back and forth. You know what I mean? So we just gotta do what it is that we gotta do. You know, and we got 12 people in the building. Appreciate you guys for coming in. It is a Saturday night. Hoping everybody feeling all right. We just relaxing right now in Florida, man. It is rainy right now. Just relaxing at the house for the next couple hours, leading it into Sunday. You know how it is, man. Hope everybody enjoy the weekend. If you guys are going out tonight, just be safe out there on the road, man. There's a lot of crazies out there on the road, guys. There's a lot of people on the road that I don't understand. I want to know where they purchased their. I want to know where they purchased their license. You know, I want to know where they got it from. Cause people nowadays just cannot drive. Like, and that texting and driving, that just gotta stop. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm off tomorrow. Paul said, I know a lot of people who went to McLean, and as long as you pass your background check and meet a minimum qualification, they don't care what your previous employee thought of you. Yeah, you're right about that. You are so right. A lot of the trucking industry, man, is different. Sometimes they just need somebody just to fill that seat right away. You gotta understand these companies don't make money unless the truck wheels are turning. You know what I mean? They gotta be paying for them licenses on the table, man, because some of these people, man, when you see them drive, it's absolutely crazy. Crazy, guys. But we're gonna end up wrapping it up, man. Just wanna say, guys, a lot of people tonight in the comment, everybody's saying majority of people is disagreeing about putting a 2 week notice when leaving a job, and I understand why. Because companies is just gonna fire you or let you go at will. So I understand where they're coming from. So I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna appreciate you guys for watching tonight. I'm gonna go ahead. I see Will Johnson and Paul. They're asking each other some questions. So if you see my live running for the next 5 minutes or so, I'm gonna let them finish their conversation before I turn it off. You know what I mean? So finish their Q&A. So you guys enjoy the rest of y'all night, man. I appreciate y'all for coming in. And oh, Cisco Sap, am I working tomorrow? No. Nay, we don't. I don't think we're not doing the Sunday thing over here. We're not doing the Sunday thing. All right, take it easy, Soul Train. Yeah, Will Johnson, if you and Paul, if you got any Q&A for Paul, man, if y'all want to exchange some type of social media things, man, y'all go ahead. I'm gonna give y'all about 5 minutes before I turn it off. Y'all be good, man.